Are you someone that absolutely freezes up when you have to get in front of an audience, but when you're talking with people, you could give exactly the same speech or tell exactly the same story when you're sitting down and you're relaxed and you're not standing up? So there's something about that standing up and having people, you being the center of attention and looking at people that are listening to you. Can be the same story you just tell in a group, informal with your friends, but there's just something about it. So I'm Dana Smithers, one of the Emotion Code Divas. We are going to be talking about some definitions and examples that Dr. Bradley Nelson gives in his new book. There's actually a glossary in this one, which is different from the old one, and a lot more case studies. So this is the new Emotion Code, I say Emotion Code Diva book. It's not the Diva book, it's the Emotion Code book. So you can get that. Yeah, today we're talking about public speaking, and we know it's a big one. I'm pretty sure it's on the top 5 fears, but Helena and I are going to give a little definition about a fear and a phobia, and then I'm going to jump right in and do a session for Caroline, who definitely has a fear of public speaking. But Helena, just go ahead and introduce yourself.
Good morning, everyone. I am Helena Jenikin. I am a certified emotion code practitioner as well as a certified clinical hypnotherapist. I love helping men and women release fears and phobias or release excess weight and also stop smoking. I am the Stop Smoking Lady, Dana.
Yes, you are, and you're an expert on it. Soon to be Canada's top smoking lady. You're on your way to that.
I am.
All right. Okay, so if you have the book, you can turn to, I think you're going to talk about fear, Helena.
Yes.
Page 33.
Page 33. So this is very interesting. There is a correlation was made that the emotions we experience and the various organs of the body, and it's believed that the organs themselves actually produced the emotions that people have felt. So in other words, if you're feeling fear, it's your kidneys or bladder that are generating that particular energy or vibration. And if you're feeling grief, it's being produced by your lungs or your colon, and so on.
Exactly. And so there's that fear, it can be real, but then when we go to phobia on page 61 that Dr. Brad talks about, so a phobia is different, but well, Helena and I believe that people can have a combination of both. You can really have a fear about it. Maybe you've tried it, it's not worked, or something you're afraid of or whatever, but a phobia, according to Dr. Brad, is defined as an irrational, persistent fear of certain activities, persons, objects, or situations. So in this case, it's public speaking. And he said, I have found that trapped emotions are a significant cause of phobias and often the only cause. More people have one or more trapped emotions at the root of any given phobia that they suffer from. So in what I'm going to do today is work on Caroline, who does have the phobia of public speaking. And so, Helena, have you got your cards there?
I do have my cards here.
Alrighty. So the first thing that I've done is I've texted with Caroline, and she's given me her permission to go ahead and become her proxy. So that's the next key in the 7 keys that we need to do. And in becoming her proxy, I've asked her the question on a scale of 1 to 10, what is her conscious thought about the severity? And she's told me that it's an 8. So once I do become her proxy, I will definitely be checking in about that to see if in fact that is the case. And what I'm going to be doing is my own form of muscle testing. To just get a yes or no to the emotions that are on the emotion code chart. So my muscle testing is this: index and thumb together, middle finger and index on the other hand. My subconscious and I have an agreement that this is a yes to the emotion I'm looking at, and that's a no. And Helena, I think yours is just a little bit different.
Yes, it's a little different. So I take my 2 fingers like this and interlock them, And then my subconscious mind knows that when they lock together, I try and pull them apart, that's a yes. And when they come apart, that's a no. So that's a yes and that's a no.
Yeah, and so what we're actually testing and looking for and releasing are the trapped emotions that Dr. Brad has on his emotion code chart. Now, I've got a few different charts that I use, but for me, since I like to work with chakras as well, I've kind of color coded, and as Dr. Brad just described, where the emotions are in the kidneys, in the bladder, and they can also be in the heart, they can be in the lungs, the colon. So I've color coded them for chakras, and I'm going to go ahead and just ask, is it in column A, B, is it an even or odd row when I go ahead and do Caroline's releasing here. And how I'm actually going to release those trapped emotions is by using magnets. So you can buy your magnets anywhere. These are hematite. Helena has them as well. These are super strong magnets, and yeah, they work extremely well. However, if you're ever in a situation where you don't have your magnets, your hand is also magnetic, so you can do the same releasing of the trapped emotions, just the same as if you were using magnets for that. So Helena, just before we get started, why don't we say hello to a few people, and then I'm gonna just get all ready here.
Sure. So Dan, the other key that we have
Oh,
is
right.
that we
Got it.
we make sure we are hydrated.
Exactly. We do that all the
And
time.
that's right, because energy likes to move through water more rapidly. So yeah, who do we have here? Oh, hello, Natasha Paula Samuel. Um, she's in Rumford, Essex, and oh, it's raining there. Well, I'm sure it's going to be beautiful weather shortly. And Chris Coutinho, she's actually watching as well. She says, "Hi, Dana and Helena. I don't have a public speaking problem with public speaking with people. I don't know, but if it's a speaking engagement with coworkers or family, I
Oh,
can freeze up."
oh, interesting. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's kind of the opposite of what we were talking about.
yeah, yeah. And Leslie Marshall says, "Good morning from Oregon." Hello, Leslie. And Kelly May Glover, "Good morning, ladies." And Kelly lives here on Vancouver Island, same place I live.
And I'm in Vancouver, and we've got some hot weather today. I'm loving it.
Too.
Yeah, Kelly May has stepped up for next week. We're going to be doing fear of, I don't know if I can even say it, Kelly, spiders. Ooh, I'm not freaking her out. I kind of like spiders actually, but there are other things that I do not like. Anyway, let's go ahead with this. So I have become Caroline's proxy. So what I'm going to do is actually, Alina, do you have your chart there?
I do. I've got my chart that I use for when I'm working with my clients.
Okay, all
So
right. So I'm going to go ahead and uh, I'm just going to test the severity of it. So is the severity of public speaking? I've tapped into Caroline's consciousness. Is it 8? No. Okay. Is it a 9? No. Is it a 10? It's a 10. So the subconscious is saying it's a 10, even though she said, well, it's about an 8. Um, so a little bit of Caroline. We don't really have to know stories so much with when we're doing a session, but it is good to know what some of the symptoms are. So for her, she gets sweat, she stutters, she sputters. She even said that she was signed up to take a speech class in grade 9, so she's 53 now, so that's a long time ago, where she said she did everything to rearrange her schedule so she couldn't, so she didn't have to take the class. So obviously it had already started at a young age then. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump right in and ask if there are any trapped emotions that I can release. I like to say at this time because it is a process. So we'll see at this time that are preventing Caroline from easily and effortlessly doing public speaking. So right away I get a yes. So I'm going to ask the question, are they in column A? No. Are they in B? Yeah. Even? No. Odd. Odd. It's 1, it's 3, it's 5. It's 5 and it's 4. 5 and 4. So feeling unsupported is the first emotion that comes up. So I'll just check in. on the unsupported, and I'm just going to find out, does this belong to me, Caroline? Yes. Do I need to know more? It says, yes, I need to know more. So this is where I'm going to go back through the ages, and I like to do mine in decades. So I'm going to say, did this happen between 43 and 53? No. Between 33 and between 33 and 43? No. Between 23 and 33? No. Between 13 and 23? Yes. So I'm just going to do 30. So 14, 15, feeling unsupported in doing public speaking. So I'm just going to see, can I release this? It's a yes. And yeah, if I even go back age-wise, I think that's around the time that Caroline first got that real fear. Although she said she had some memories of it before. Did I release it? Yes. Are there more that I can release? Yes. A, no, B. Even though it's odd, it's 1, it's 3, it's 5. 5, it's 5 again, and it's 5, and it's wishy-washy. Wishy-washy, okay. Helena, do you want to look that one up in Dr. Brad's book? And I'm going to go ahead and just read us from the glossary. I'm going to go ahead and release a few more. Can I release this? Yes.
So the definition in Dr. Brad's book about wishy-washy is weak, spineless. Oh no, not spineless, spiritless. Very different.
Yes.
Undecided, irresolute, without strength of character, lacking in conviction, without a backbone. So what I actually want to say with that is I like the lacking in conviction, because Dana, you know the difference between when somebody is trying to do something and when they've decided to do something. It's very different. Yoda talked about it in Star Wars many years ago. No try, Luke, do.
Good one. And yeah, that's pure law of attraction, right? When we either have a positive or a negative emotion, and trying is on the negative side, right? If we decide, you can feel the difference. I've decided, then that's moving forward. That's positive. So I'm just going to go ahead and see what else I can release. So is it in column A? Yes, it is. Is it even? It's even this time. Is it 2, 4, or 6? 6, it's 1. Humiliation. So feeling some humiliation. Does this belong to me? Yes. Do I need to know more? I don't. I'm going to go ahead and release it. Releasing that trapped emotion of humiliation. Did I release it? Yes. Okay. Are there more that I can release? Yes. Are they an A? No, they're B. They're even. No, they're odd. They're 1, they're 3, they're 5, they're 1. Vulnerability. Feeling very vulnerable. Belong to me? Caroline? Yes. Can I release it? Yes. I'll go ahead and release it with 3 swipes of the magnet. Releasing it. All right. Are there more that I can release at this time? So that was a no, but I'm just going to go ahead and check if there are any hidden ones. Are there any hidden trapped emotions that I can release at this time that are preventing me from feeling at ease doing public speaking? So I'm getting a yes on that. So I'm just going to go ahead and ask, are they an A? No, they're B. Even. 6 and 1. Pride.
Right. Pride. Let me read Pride, because
Yeah, pride is a very interesting one. Not necessarily the way you think of it.
Yeah. So pride, an overly high regard for oneself due to some real or imagined merit or superiority, vanity or excessive desire to be noticed, praised, or approved, feeling better than others, being non-teachable, having to be right, expecting more credit than has been earned, treating others with disdain or contentment, being in a state of resistance to others and in particular to God or Creator. Having a healthy amount of pride or self-esteem or self-respect is a good thing, and this type of pride usually doesn't show up as a trapped emotion. It says here, his pride was injured when she dumped him for another man. She was a proud woman and wouldn't allow anyone the smallest mistake. So one thing as you were doing the work, what was sort of coming to me is that public speaking, to become a really good public speaker, even to become comfortable, I found myself that I needed to take steps towards being able to speak in front of groups of people. That was taking classes, taking groups at like Toastmasters, different things like that. So so I can gain the skills to be able to speak in front of people
Yeah.
and practice.
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
practice.
Those are really good information and suggestions because Helena and I were just talking before the recording started that when I used to do a lot of coaching with people, I would say, networking, go ahead and, this is your teleprompter, right? Go ahead and use it. People know that you're new and you're new to this whole thing. But Helena was telling me that there's actually apps that you can get on your phone that sort of act like teleprompters. So I think that's just great. But it's very true. Some of us, and I guess I'm very fortunate because I've always loved to be in front of an audience. It's,
I never did.
so I did, and so that was always easy. However, I still did go to Toastmasters, and I would practice and practice and practice. I mean, I've done a lot of speaking engagements with, very, very large audiences, and sometimes, if it's possible, I'll use a PowerPoint, so there's prompts there that can help. But sometimes if you're just doing a talk and there's no prompt or whatever, there are ways that you can prepare yourself to learn how, because it is a learned skill. I mean, you might just have the personality like me that you like that, but still, I had to learn the skill. So that's very important as well. So pride was that last emotion. I'll just make sure that I released it. All right, and let's just see if there are any more at this time. Okay, any more hidden ones? Okay, A, B, even. Even it's 2 and 2. Trapped emotion of helplessness. All right, feeling a bit helpless getting up there in front of people. Can I release it? Belong to me? Yes, okay. So these came out very quickly, not inherited, not too much extra that we had to do there. So are these enough trapped emotions to release at this time during this session? Yes, so I'm getting a yes on that. And if you watched our shows enough, you realize, or even gone to our websites, that even though this is a short emotion code session, it does have a big impact on people. And Helena, I'm just going to release myself from being the proxy. So you could maybe just talk a little bit about the processing that could go on for somebody.
Mm-hmm. So as Dana was releasing the trapped emotions that were there trapped in the physical body, now the body has to kind of readjust itself, and even the conscious and subconscious mind is going to be working on this for a little while longer. So some people will feel immediate relief and a sense of lightness and freedom and joy. And some people might feel a little bewildered, and at a little time later, maybe later today or tomorrow, either some anger, frustration, or upset tears, crying. And those are all just physically your body adjusting to releasing all those emotions. It's completely normal. And what's great about it, it lasts for a short amount of time, like really moments, if not just a couple of minutes. Let it all go out and hydrate.
Yes, exactly. Good, great.
Mhm.
Okay, and I just released myself from being the proxy, and I also checked on the severity. And in this case, this short session went down from a 10 to a 0. Now, I don't always worry so much about the numbers. As I always like to say, at this time. So for most people, Lee and I do 2 or 3 sessions, sometimes even more, and then we'll get repeat clients as well because according to Dr. Brad, I mean, we've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of trapped emotions, and these can be from preconception, conception, to wherever we are in our life right now. So if you haven't cleared something from an early age, it gets triggered, it gets triggered, it gets triggered. And I believe that's, as Dr. Brad says, that's a lot of what causes disease, is where these emotions are trapped. So next week we have Fierce Spiders, we have Kelly May, and the week after that we're looking for someone that's fear of high places or heights. So if that's you, let us know and we'll do you as a viewer. And Helena, how can people get a hold of you?
So people can get a hold of me through my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Flourish Hypnosis, or my website, flourishhypnosis.com. I'm on YouTube. And if you're wanting to stop smoking, check out the stopsmokinglady.com.
Okay, thanks so much. And I just see another post here from Leah Lucero. I don't know if that's do you know that person, Helena?
I don't. So,
Okay, all
hello,
right.
Leah.
Hello, Leah. And yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know if it's male or female, but she said, this person says, I freeze up with public speaking. So yeah, feel free to reach out for us and, sign up for an emotion code session, one or two. Usually one is just really my check-in for someone. I think, there's a lot that we can do in 2 sessions. So you can find me, DanaSmithers.com/emotion-code. And my YouTube channel is Empowered Women in Business. I have a lot of different playlists on there. I have also written a book, Gratitude Journal and the Law of Attraction, and I have a lot of posts and videos on the law of attraction. And we didn't get a chance to talk too much about beliefs, but beliefs play a huge role in releasing fears and phobias as well. So that's it for now. Thanks so much for joining us, and have yourselves an awesome, awesome day. And Leah says she's female. Thanks, Leah. I appreciate that. All right.